Good afternoon, beauty bosses. This is Felita Daniele, direct sales leader with New Avon LLC. I'm coming out to you today. I want to talk to you about life balance. This conversation came up in one of my recent team huddle calls. And one of my representatives, she is just on fire. I tell you, I have never seen anybody as motivated and persistent as she is. She pretty much has qualified for every incentive that's on the books. She has qualified for all of them. She's very driven. She's very focused. I am just truly blessed to have her to be a part of my team. And you know who you are. So I'm not going to call her name, but you know who you are. And I just want to say, I want to commend you, my dear sister. You are on fire. So, and I can tell you her energy she's so passionate about her business that it just transmutes over to others. And when you're in her space, other people are inspired because of her energy and her excitement that she has for her business. But one of the things that I shared with her is learning to maintain balance in her business. And that's what's inspired this video. It's important when you are building your business, especially when you are working a full-time job. When you are working a full-time job, even if you don't have any family, even if you don't have any children, it's still important that you take time to rest. It's important that you take time to rest and take time for you to pamper yourself so that you can rejuvenate, you can rest and rejuvenate yourself so that you can get back out into the marketplace and do what you need to do to build your business. But I wanted to share this wheel of life with you because this is the wheel of life that I use in my vision board workshops. And before we do any of our vision boards in the workshop, we look at the 8 different aspects of our lives so that we can make sure that we put the most important things on our vision board that means the most to us. Because one thing you don't want to do is that you don't want to put a lot of time here in your career and you don't put any time in your personal growth. Now, I consider personal growth as far as spiritual growth, your personal growth, I consider that the same. So we can look at this particular area here as far as personal growth, we can include that as spiritual. Okay? And for me personally, when I look at the center point of who I am as a person, as a woman, I am a very spiritual person. And whenever my life is off balance, I know that I am not consistent in my prayer life. I am not consistent in my affirmations. I am not consistent in reading and developing myself. I know that I'm lacking in that area whenever I start to have that internal conflict. Okay? Because at the center of who I am, that's who I am. I am a spiritual person. And I am nothing without God. God is the center point of my life. And without God, I am nothing. In God, I live, I move, and I have my being. Now, some people don't feel that way, but that's a personal choice, okay? I'm just telling you exactly how I am as an individual. God is number one in my life. And I always have believed in the principle of God first, family next, and business third. And when you keep those in that order, you'll find that everything will fall into place the way that it should be. And I remember when I first started building my business, I was so engaged and so motivated about my business and the success of growing my business. That's all I did. day in and day out. I found myself waking up extremely early in the morning, going to bed at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes. I committed so much time to my business that my family suffered. And it was not until one day, I remember my family had made plans to go somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it was. But I remember saying, I can't go because I've got to do this for Avon. I've got to do this for Avon. I got to do that for Avon. So I won't be able to go. So I'll catch y'all next time. And my daughter came to me and said, Mom, all you do is Avon. You act as though you don't even care about us or love us anymore. And when my daughter said those words to me, it hit home with me. And it made me realize that I needed to make some changes. And in order for me to maintain a balanced life and for me to make sure that my family is most important to me, I had to stop doing a lot of things that I was doing by putting my business first. I had to make sure that my family was taken care of first. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because many times if you are gainfully employed, you're working a full-time job, you may have family responsibilities, then you may have your Avon business, you may have your social life or your social clubs and things of that nature. You can get your time so caught up that you totally forget what's most important. So I want to share with you this wheel of life and how it actually works. So in the center of this wheel, the 0 in the middle of this wheel means that you're totally dissatisfied. And this is what I use in my vision board workshops. So we look at 8 different areas of our lives, 8 different aspects. Okay. First of all, we look at the career and I ask, are you happy in your career? We look at your finances. Are you happy with your money that you're making? We look at your personal growth. That's also considered your spiritual life. Okay. So are you happy in that area? We look at your health, we look at your family, we look at your relationships, we look at your social life, and we look at your attitude. All of those are different areas in which those are different categories in which you rate yourself and how well you feel that you are progressing in those areas. So when it comes to your health, if you do not have your health, if you do not have your health, you're going to turn around and spend all of your wealth on your health. So your health should be priority in your life as well. Are you getting up daily, to do some type of exercise? Are you eating the proper foods? All of those things are crucial to the success of maintaining balance in your life. Your personal growth. Are you growing as an individual? Are you the same person this year as you were last year? If you are the same person this year as you were last year, that means that you have not personally grown. You have not been working on yourself, personally developing yourself and growing yourself as to who you are. If you're still having the same issues that you had last year, that tells you that you're stuck and you're stagnant and it's time to make some moves, okay? Let's look at your finances. Where are you in your finances? Are you still struggling? Are you still, living paycheck to paycheck? If you are, that just means that you're just too comfortable and you have subscribed to a belief system that you believe that you're just comfortable being in that area. So if you want to make some changes, you have got to have goals and you've got to stick to your goals and you've got to commit to your goals to make things happen. Your relationships. Where are you in your relationships? Are you good with your family members? Where are you in your love life? All of those things are so important. Your social life. How about your social life? This was an area that I lacked at one time in my life as well. It means more than anything for all of us to get outside of our comfort zone, to go out and to network and to talk to new people, because that expands your horizons and it helps you to see other, experience different personalities and see different parts of the city. All of that is so important when it comes to maintaining balance in your life. So when you look at all of these areas, if you find that there are some areas that you're lacking in, and some areas that you may score like a 10, you can score yourself and rate yourself from the scale of 1 to 10. If you find that you're maybe a 4 in your personal growth, and you find that you may be a 2 in your health, and you find that you may be a 8 in your family, you may be a 1 in your relationships, you may be a 5 in your social life, you may be a 2 in your attitude, and you may be a 10 in your career. If you've got all of those different numbers going on within that wheel, you have an unbalanced wheel. So it's time for you to sit down and do a self-analysis and find out specifically where do you need to focus on to make some change in your life. The most important thing that you can do as a representative is to, number one, decide what it is that you want to achieve from your business. Second thing is maintain priority, okay? Decide what days you're going to work your business and decide what hours you're going to work your business. And never, ever put your business before your family. Now, if you're single, then that's a whole different ball game. Even if you are single, you still need to take time off and balance your time. You still need to take time, especially as women. It's important for you to take that time to do some self-care rituals, like, do your bubble baths, okay? Go get your nails done, get your manicure and your pedicure. Go get your hair done. We have wonderful products in which you can use. So it's important for you to take that time out for yourself and make sure that you take at least one day off of the week. Even God rested. Even God rested one day out of the week. He worked 6 days and he took one day for rest. And if you find yourself working 7 days a week, then you are totally, totally off balance. And it's time to really take an assessment. Sit back, take some time, sit down and decide, okay, how do I redo this? How do I reprioritize my time? How do I reorganize my time? How do I reorganize all of my business tasks that needs to be done? How do I fit in some time for social life? How do I fit in time to do exercise? Where do I find time to be able to work on myself and grow personally? And one of the things that I highly encourage for you to do is priming. Before you start your Avon business, I encourage you to prime your mind, okay? And when I say prime your mind, you have to get yourself in that state of mind that you're working on your business. Because if you go from leaving your job, fighting traffic, coming home, doing things for the family, you really don't have any time for your business, to be perfectly honest. So you have to figure out what days are going to work best for you and your business. Maybe you can only work it 2 or 3 days a week. But out of that 2 or 3 days, can you commit 2 hours to working the business? So you have to make that decision. But if you have, if you find yourself out of balance and your will is not flowing smoothly, then it's time to do an analysis and to decide what needs to make change, what areas in your life you need to make changes in order to maintain balance. The most important thing is keep God first, family second, and if you don't have family, take care of you next, and then third. Those are the 3 most important tips that I really wanted to share with you today to maintain balance. Take one day off in which you completely rest so that you can rejuvenate yourself and get back in the game and have more momentum. Okay? So I hope that this video, I hope that I was able to share some information with you to help you in your life. If you like this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. You know how I love those thumbs up. And also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please be sure to click on the subscribe button so that you can get the updates when I post new videos. I want to thank you so much for watching. And this has been Phileta Daniely again. And until next time, take care, take charge, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.